There's nothing that brings me greater joy than singing a worship song like that and seeing somebody put relish and mustard on a hot dog at the same time back there. But then it was like this. It was like everybody was singing. It's like putting this is like. Thank you for the relish. Hallelujah. Lord, if you could just bring me a cold Pepsi with this thing. Bring it. And he did. So, hey, I've been asked about this song like 16 times since I came in. And I'm going to sing it. And somebody didn't know the name of the song. They just knew who Henry and Liz were. So I'm going to sing this song for all the people who wanted to hear this song. So when I first came to Nashville, I thought I would just drive in and somebody would give me a record deal. And like right as soon as I got into town, but they didn't give it to me. And I think they were on a lunch break when I came in. And so I just drove to the house that I thought I was supposed to live in. And like I was going to rent a room there or whatever. So I just drive in, and this mature couple comes out of the house. And they're about 75 or 80, I think. And they said, "Can we help you?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I live here." And they said, "We've lived here for 45 years and we've never seen you before. So I don't know that you do live here." And they said, "I think you live next door because there's a room for rent over there, but go over there and come back." And so I did, and I didn't realize that they were, their names were Henry and Liz. And Liz, you ever seen Minnie Pearl off of Hee-Haw? Yeah. Liz and Minnie Pearl were best friends growing up and when they were in grade school. So it was like moving in next to Hee-Haw. And I'd never met a Southern person before, and they scared me. Because I was from the Midwest, and here they were. They fried things before they ate them. And I lived there for 9 months, and I gained 30 pounds. And they were always having sweet tea and cookies and the whole thing. So it's that first dinner, and I'm sitting at the table, and Henry looks over at me and he goes, "Hey, Mark, I ever tell you about my first date with Liz?" And I was like, "No, because I don't even know you people." You know, so that's not even a thing. And so he said, "Yeah, well, I went to her house and I asked her dad if I could take her on a date." And he said, "Son, this is my only daughter. I want you to walk her to the movies and you walk her home and you promise me that you're never going to leave her side." And I love that story, but Henry would forget that he told it to me every single night, so I'd hear it at dinner every night for 9 months. And I thought, Henry, if I ever write a song, it's going to be called "Walking Her Home," because basically that's the only story you remember. So 5 years later, I give Henry a call because I moved to the other side of town to be a youth director. And I said, "Henry, I think I've got your song almost done." And he goes, "Good, because time's ticking, we're in the nursing home." Liz used to cut my food up for me every day at night before we'd eat. Like we were having some kind of chicken fried steak, she would cut it up into squares for me. You know, I couldn't do that myself. I was only 24. And so when I got to the nursing home, they were having lunch. And there's a lasagna in front of Liz, there's a lasagna in front of Henry, and there's a lasagna next to Liz cut up in squares. And so I sit down with them and I eat, and I said, "Okay, where's the piano?" So I went over and I played them this song. After I was done, they held hands. And after I was done, Henry gets up and he says, "Thank you, Mark." And he goes, "We got to go back home." So he puts his arm out like that, and Liz gets in there, and they go shuffling down the hallway a quarter mile an hour. And I started laughing because I was like, "It's 1:30, but by the time you make it to your room, it's going to be 6. You're going to have to come back here for dinner and make a U-turn." And I started laughing. And then as I'm watching them walk down the hall, I went, "Oh my gosh, Henry, when you promised your father you were going to walk her home and never leave her side, you weren't talking about the movies." And I go, "You just finished my song for me." And I said, "I shouldn't be laughing. I should be on my knees praying I'm that guy when I'm 85 years old, just a godly man who's just a great man." And I just said, "Man, I want to be that guy when I'm 90 years old." And here's the thing. Henry and Liz, one of the greatest things they ever did. My first year in Nashville, I was going so fast nowhere. And absolutely zero. And Liz at dinner time, after cutting my chicken fried steak, put the phone on the table and said, "You need to call your folks." And I said, "What for?" And she said, "Well, Henry and I have been talking. And we decided if we had a son who was out trying to make it in the world, we want somebody to look after him. So you just call your folks and tell them they've got nothing to worry about because you just got adopted by Henry and Liz." You know these songs that I'm playing, if you know "I Am," and you know "Walking Her Home," and you know "Remember Me," and you know all those kind of stuff, and you're like, "Oh, I know those songs." You know those songs for one reason. You know those songs because I had neighbors named Henry and Liz who didn't give up on me and just fed me every night for no reason at all. And it's the reason I stayed in Nashville. So this is a song for two of my favorite people. Looking back, he sees it all. day the night came cold, and the dad said, son, after home on time, the Browns will never leave her side. He took her to a show in town. He was 10 feet off the ground. He was walking her home and holding her hand. Oh, the way she smiled and stole the breath right out of him. Down that old road with the stars up above, he remembers where he was the night he fell in love. He was walking her home. 10 more years in the wedding room, 1:30. It's when the doctor said, come in, meet your son. And his knees went weak when he saw his wife. She was smiling and she said, he's got your eyes. And as she slept, he held her tight. His mind went back to that first night. He was walking her home and holding her hand. Oh, the way she smiled and stole the breath right out of him. Down that old road with the stars up above, he remembers where he was the night he fell in love. He was walking her home, and he walked her through the best days of her life. 60 years together and never left her side. A nursing home at 85, and the doctor said it could be her last night. And the nurse said, should we tell him now, or should we wait until the morning to find out? But when they checked her room that night, he was laying by her side. He was walking her home and holding her hand. Oh, the way she smiled when he said, this is not the end. Just for a while, they were 18. She was still more beautiful to him than any day. He was walking her home. He was walking her home. Looking back, he sees it all. It was her first day the night he came to call.